Good morning. So it's kind of a big day today. This needs to come out. So we are celebrating Dan's birthday.
You're gonna finally put me on something?
So this is what life is like sometimes. Ah, we have lights. So we're taking the boat out for the first time. Good morning. So it's kind of a big day today. I'm gonna disconnect all of our batteries and take them in to go get new batteries. So the wind generator's up. Hopefully the solar panels will go up today. That way we have a way to charge the battery. Our battery charger is shot. So basically from here on out, we're gonna be living like we're on the hook. Just until we can get a new battery charger or figure all that out. So hopefully it all goes smoothly. We might be without power tonight. We'll see what happens. They don't fit. The batteries don't fit in the space that we have for them. So we're gonna do some cutting. This needs to come out, at least this part of it. So we're gonna cut it and hopefully we'll be able to fit all 4 batteries in there. These are the new batteries. And they're just a little bit wider than the other ones. Wider and taller, but they're shorter. So we're gonna try to get them in there.
After a lot of sawing and fiberglass dust, Krista was finally able to get the batteries in the compartment, and did it just in time for our neighbor to come over to help us with some electronics. Always good to have a neighbor who knows their electronics.
And that will hook up the wind generator.
Oh, we think those will cramp.
What's happening here?
We're about done. Got the shunt hooked up for the Victron Energy battery monitor.
Okay.
So she's just got to run the data cable and actually install the monitor.
Okay.
And it'll be done.
Into the back of our...
Right.
So we're going to be taking out the current voltmeter and then replacing it with our digital. The issue is that this, with the way we're running our batteries, we need a little bit more exact data than we can get with the needle indicator. In the last episode, I made a complete mess of things when I tried to design a frame to support the 4 solar panels we purchased. Instead of tearing down the frame, which I thought I would have to do, I came up with a pretty cool solution to the weight problem. Check out what I did to make the whole thing work. What I did is originally we installed a frame over our bimini to hold our rigid solar panels. And so we created the frame, and then once we got our solar panels, what we realized is solar panels are too heavy for our bimini top. We got the Renogy 100-watt solar panels, and they're about 20 pounds a pop. And once I got all 3 of them up there, it was 60-something pounds, and it was just too heavy. So what the issue was that when we got into a good blow and doing some waves, it was going to rip that frame right off. And so what I needed to do is figure out a way to lighten the load, but get the panel. So one of the other issues with flexible solar panels, they can get really hot and sometimes they can melt. Now, I think with current technology, they've improved some of that issue, but what we wanted to do is still create some airflow underneath the solar panels. And so what I did is I bought the Renogy 100-watt solar panels, and we are creating a rigid frame for those so they can sit over our bimini top on the current frame that we built. So the difference between the flexible solar panels and the rigid solar panels are about 17 pounds. They're much lighter weight. all the hassle, I was able to create these beautiful looking solar panels that weighed only a fraction of what the original panels did. And I didn't even have to replace the frame. These ended up weighing only about 15 pounds overall, which is much better than the 60 pounds the original panels weighed. Finally, a score for the Whim crew.
So we are celebrating Dan's birthday today because Harry put together a little dock party, which is really cool. So people are starting to come down and we're having some wine and some snacks. So let's have some fun.
My parents had arrived the day before, so it was time to introduce them to all our friends at the marina.
But it's on the way back to your boat.
They found this great documentary on the Everglades. Oh, we got our little gift from Kathy. Right?
The gates was already retired.
How you doing, man? Good to see you guys. We're gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you.
This adventure.
Who brought the saucer? Harry brought the sauce. Oh, okay.
It's chicken.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dan. Happy birthday to you.
I hope I don't.
Yeah, you're. There you go. Melted right there. You're gonna finally put me on something?
Oh,
I watched your whole video and I never seen myself anywhere.
Daryl and Daryl. It's going to be Daryl and Daryl is going to be the name of our episode.
Oh, there I am.
We can fix anything. Daryl.
This is Daryl.
Yeah, and that's Daryl.
Not Daryl.
And we can fix it all.
Everything.
Everything. Yes, we can.
If he can't fix it,
Daryl can.
If Daryl can't fix it,
Daryl can't fix it. This Daryl can.
it's gonna happen.
if you're watching this episode, all my marina friends, I really want to say thank you because I really appreciate you giving me a great birthday. It was awesome, and we really miss all of you guys a lot. Thank you so much for making our experience here at this marina amazing. We love you all. As soon as the party's over, we come in, and Chris is like, yeah. I'm like, hey, Chris, why aren't you grabbing stuff? She's like, problem. I go, okay, how big of a problem? She goes, serious problem. I'm like, had to be on our. So we did hook up the wind generator leads improperly, and that is causing some.
To be fair, the directions are not very good, and none of the directions for anything we've gotten have included how to incorporate a switch. And so it's kind of a guessing game, and we have old switches and old things, and it just didn't work right. So
okay, so give us a quick rundown on what exactly happened.
There's a wire connected that's continuously running that needs to have a stop off, and so it's making everything get hot and melting.
And so what happened?
Melty and sparking.
So we melted what?
We melted the switch that came with the wind generator, and if we turn the batteries on, they spark. So I tested the batteries are okay. I just need to get this disconnected so we can turn on the batteries so we can have some lights. So this was attached to this.
Okay, let's get some light on it. And how did it melt?
I'm actually not exactly sure right now because this is the ground wire.
The whole thing looks pretty melted.
Yeah, this is the ground wire. And it melted right off. I mean, that's faulty construction. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So we think that the positives and the negative are reversed, but it's not marked at all on here. So we wouldn't know. It should have just been interchangeable, and clearly it wasn't.
Hey, how do you feel about being a YouTube superstar right now? I'm not going to be a YouTube superstar right now. You are going to be a YouTube superstar right now.
I'm like more concerned about what's happening in the moment. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, it's not good to come back in your boat and there'd be sparks. Happy birthday, Dan. Okay, so just everything's disconnected. Let's see if the lights turn on. Ah, we have lights. We're good.
What does that mean?
That means we can drink, I think.
Good talk.
We can party. I don't know. We can do something other than work on electrical systems right now. Well, today is the big provisioning day. So I'm sitting here with a list that we made, going through different people's recommendations on what they say to bring. Our idea is kind of just to have a lot of the basic stuff so that we can add on with fruit and vegetables that we buy locally and things like that, but that we can also feed ourselves and not starve if we're not able to go to shore and provision, or if we don't catch any fish. Off to do some provisioning. This should be fun. Not.
What we're realizing is that first time provisioning, to be honest, like I'm a little stressed out. I think part of it is we're just worried about missing stuff, not getting, not getting something that we need, and part of it is money. It can be expensive. I would say whatever you think you're going to spend, probably plan on doing 30 to 40% more. When you're outfitting a boat or preparing for a cruise, it's little things like an extra couple LED bulbs, things like that, right? That just end up being like we had to get a couple extra jerry cans, $30 a piece. So things like that, and that can really affect your budget. So if you budget for stuff like you're going to spend $400 on groceries, great. Plan for an extra $200 for things that you might not think of, and put that in your budget. If you don't spend it, great. Then you have that extra $200. If you do spend it, then at least you had planned for it. So.
We are at the dreaded Walmart. Hopefully we can get out in less than an hour. What?
Do you have your supply of wine and stuff?
Not yet. We will. So today is the next day, and I have unpacked everything from the bags for provisioning. That's a lot of stuff. I think we over provisioned for sure, but I'm kind of in a rush today. I'm not going to be able to do it quite the way I want to because we've decided to take the boat out today, and so we need to go out at high tide. It isn't something we can just wait to go out until we're done kind of doing this. So some of it might just be put somewhere and then like have to be taken back out again, but I'm going to go kind of as quickly as I can. I need to clean out our current situation in the cupboards, and that way I just kind of have a clean place to start. But then I'm gonna get going and put everything away. Find somewhere to put everything away. So starting to get everything in the containers. All the labels are off and everything's labeled thanks to Edie's help. That's just been a huge help. This is going a lot quicker than I thought it would.
All right, so we're about to head out for the very first time ever. We're all freaking out quite a bit because we've never been out of the dock on our own, taking my parents. Just hope we don't sink the boat. Harry over here has been nice enough to hold our line for 5 minutes. When we got the camera out, we did a little filming. Dad's there, so woo!
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal.
So after almost a full year of hard work, saving money, boat project after boat project, and the blood, sweat, and tears that go along with it, we were finally casting off the lines on our own boat for the very first time. The excitement was overwhelming because we knew this grand adventure that we had worked so hard towards was finally beginning. With the sun in our faces and the wind in our hair, we could see the future in front of us, daring us to just keep chasing that horizon and never look back. Then we ran aground. Again.
Dan and Krista are trying to figure out how to move the boat by dropping the anchor and pushing the boat to the side.
So what's funny about running aground in this particular location is that it's the exact same spot we ran aground when we moved the boat to the port of the islands. So at least we were kind of familiar with how to get the boat off the ground. Well, lucky for us, a passing fishing boat decided to stop and help us out. So after about half an hour of pulling the boat here and there, we were finally able to get it off the small sandbar that we had hit. We are free. It's about an hour ordeal. Was it about an hour, hour and a half? Hour?
Yeah, at least. Hour and a half.
Okay, so we okay, so update. Ran aground, which is typical, and that was expected. Then we got out into the ocean, put a sail up, and our GPS on the helm keeps turning off, and we don't know why. So Chris is changing the lead to a different battery.
It's losing its connectivity with the antenna. So last time that happened, we were able to just undo the lead, put it back on, and it would work. That's not happening right now, so I put it on the starter battery, but I don't want to keep it on the starter battery. If that didn't fix it, I'd prefer to put it back on the house bank and figure it out.
I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. Take you there.
So after a successful day sail and night at anchor, obviously minus running aground, we headed back to the marina so my parents could get on the road back to Minnesota with the car. It was finally time to start making our final preparations and repairs before heading off on our journey to the Florida Keys and the Bahamas.
Figure it out.
When I they can get out. Okay. Just check the club.
If you had to leave,
Take care of my car.
I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea.
Next time on Sailing on a Whim, we start making our final preparations for leaving and start saying our goodbyes. We're finally leaving on our grand adventure. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you'd like to support our channel, don't forget to hit the Patreon link below and sign up for special members-only content.